Ooh, yeah. The first thing that I love to hear is how other players talk about their head coach, right? And Kendricks said that there are Zim's laws, basically, Zim clubs and Zim clubs of laws and Zim laws in general. I love it. And here's the reason why. And we already talked about the simulations of pressure on the last video. Hey, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my live feed. We talked about that. But the Zim's law, and he was talking about the first order is to not make Zim angry, grumpy. I love it. And he said that Zim never sleeps, even on his off days. He looking over film. So that means that, man, this dude, think about this. Hear me out. When he was with the Vikings, he had to ultimately run the entire team, right? He was the head coach there. Now that he's here, all he got to focus on is the defense, meaning that his mindset, his mental fortitude is only going to be presented to the Dallas Cowboys defense and how we can make this defense better. Check this out. On top of that, what is Mike Zim ultimately is known for? His DB play. Who do we have in the pretty much driver's seat with this defense? Oh, Al Harris. So if you even add and quantify the fact that Mike Zim, he don't have to spend a lot of time with the DBs because that's taken care of. All he got to do is just sit back, relax, fix those broken things that's broken, and keep things rolling. What's broken, Law? Interior play? Yeah. Can that be coached up? Yeah. If you got a 330-pound fat guy, coach him up, right? And then what was else broken on this defense? Oh, wow. Linebacker. And who do we have as a guy that knows this philosophy, system, principles, and scheme and everything? Kendricks. So what he's doing here is building this Zim's law, right? Got someone that's already in the folds to know how to get things going. Boom. Just like that, baby. Just like that. We are back on the saddle. We are back in the right graces. And on top of that, this defense, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be 100 with you. It's about to be a whole lot better, baby. It's about to be a whole lot better, even with the principles. Going back to organic realness of football in general, not to show you guys that the last previous defense was a lot of fillers and a lot of cream and a lot of no substance to be able to say, hey, when it's time to stop the run, could you stop the run? When it's time to get that force pick, or when it's time for you to get that force responsibility of shutting down a 3 and 13 or 3 and 15, can you come up with that play design? And now we got something with tangible information like what Zim is going to do. And I get it. You know, a lot of people will say, hey, well, Law, if Zim was that good of a Zim master, why is he out here for the Cowboys? Why other teams didn't pick him up? Well, sometimes this is the reality. And hear me out with this. Sometimes it goes to this right here. You are just a better DC than you are a head coach. Let me say that again. Sometimes the reality of it is that you are a better DC than you are a head coach. One thing comes to my mind, Wade Phillips. Brilliant defensive coordinator. Not good as a head coach. Brilliant as a defensive coordinator, not good as a head coach. The coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, Spagnuolo. Brilliant defensive coordinator, just not that good at head coaching. And then you add what they are able to do, mix and marry that up, and then all he had to focus on is that defense, on how he turned the Kansas City Chiefs defense around. You see, yes, the offense get all of the glory stuff and get all of the style points and everything, but it's been that defense, baby. Yeah, it's been that defense. But a lot of people gonna say, hey, man, with Pat Mahomes, it got to be all Pat Mahomes. No, it is that defense as well. How many rings do Chris Jones got, baby? Who is Chris Jones? Huh? You know, y'all let me know who Chris Jones is and what he's able to do as far as an impact over there. We need us a version of a Chris Jones. We do, but that's a whole nother conversation. But we need that kind of caliber of defense, that style, that tenacity, that get in your face, that grit, that grind, none of that soft stuff. And I'm quite sure that Zim, his number one rule, according to Eric Kendricks, under Zim's law, don't make him mad. Don't make him angry. Hey, he hates mistakes. So I can't wait to see how all of this could work its way out for the good, ladies and gentlemen. On top of that, want to add in that the Dallas Cowboys going to have a party next year in the draft. They are tied with the league with the most compensatory picks. Now, I heard that they got, and it's not finalized yet, but I heard they got like 4 or 3 compensatory picks in the 5th round. And then they got 1 in the 6th round, and all of those things could be adjusted right now. And here's the good thing about it. Since the NFL allows teams to absolutely trade compensatory picks, it's time for us to will and deal. It's time for us to will and deal because now we can literally see from a draft perspective of how much of a value those draft picks are in those mid to intermediate ranges of the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Some can argue the 6th range of how valuable those draft picks are. They are very valuable. So the Cowboys, the good thing about it, like I said, you can trade compensatory picks or you can sit and wait and then just utilize those compensatory picks. I'm going to say this. Write this down. Those who draft the most need the most, right? And on top of that, if you have a lot of drafted picks, then 9 times out of 10, that particular team is either young, right? And that team is going through a rebuild situation. What I'm saying is, and what I've been banging on the table, is package up some of those picks, move up a little bit closer in the draft and get that known commodity, right? I know that there's the known and known unknown, and the unknowns basically we don't know what can happen out of the unknowns, right? But go out there and get that known commodity, or go out there and get that kind of caliber of player that you know for sure that's high on your draft board, opposed to the one that you have to reach out. And that's what I've been saying with the Cowboys. But hopefully, with all of those compensatory picks and wherever we be drafting at next year, that we'll be in a great situation, right, ladies and gentlemen? But back to defense, baby. I'm just going to tell you guys, I have a feeling that a lot of people are counting the Cowboys out. I see a lot of people that say they Cowboy fans and they saying, hey, I see this team only winning 6 games. I see this team only winning 7 games. Well, you're going to be hit with an element of surprise because we're going to win north of that. This defense is going to be better than that. And on top of that, the best recipe to anybody's defense is run game. And I know that we didn't draft a running back, but our philosophy of what we did with the run game is this right here, ladies and gentlemen. We solidified the front 5. And the front 5 is the only unit that all 5 guys must be on the same page. And the running back that we're going to insert in there is by committee. See, so many people are only focused in on Ezekiel, Elijah, Elliott, and they miss the meat worrying about the potatoes. He's coming in as a running back by committee situation. He's not going to be the 25 to 35 attempts guy. No. And then the offseason is still long. Player evaluation is still 365. We may still get us a fat guy for a defensive tackle, and we may still take a peek at other running backs once everything kind of subsides. That's been all the time that I have for this beautiful moments as my beautiful crowd of birds are talking back to me. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. Let's get it. Cowboy Law, we out. Peace.